This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
Let's just get right into it. Let's just do a tactical pod strike. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah.
Just fucking get in there, drill the goofs, get them, fucking take them back to headquarters.
Get out of here.
Oh, the goofs, they're over there.
Now get out of here.
We gotta get them and bring them back. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
If you're the first time listening, what we normally do is you take headlines and we don't read the articles. We just read the headlines. And we have conjecture-based conversations about what they could be about.
Because why?
Because facts just get in the way, Nathan.
Yeah.
If you guys want to send headlines, and you should, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter, royalwecast@gmail.com. Send them to us on Facebook. Give them to us on little strips of paper when you find us on the street. You can find them in here in the chat. Let's get going. Let's break them off. So last week we had a little bit of a spooky episode. It was really kind of a bummer, and then it turned into a sex show. I don't know what happened.
It got real filthy.
So let's keep it light. Keep it breezy.
Keep it breezy. Easy breezy.
Easy breezy. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna keep it light. So no, that's too dark. That's too dark.
Immediately. No.
No. Okay, here's one in topical news in medicine. Let's open up the medicine drawer. U.S.
Like topical creams and ointments?
Well, I'll let you be the judge. No, it's topical like in the news. U.S. pulls plan to give early vaccine to Santa Claus.
Okay.
The hell? What does any of that mean? They pull the plan. So they had a plan.
They had a plan in
said,
place.
No, that's not a good idea.
Is this like the bullshit they come up with to like pardon the Thanksgiving turkey and all that stuff? So have they been given? Wait, what?
They've been giving vaccines to Santa Claus? No, I don't think that.
What kind of vaccine?
I imagine for the COVID.
Oh,
That's got to be, right?
You'd spread it all over the place.
If anyone's got to have it, it's got to be Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's got it. Had his hands in all them cookies, all them cookie jars, all them different houses.
He's breathing in everyone's business.
Yeah. Breathing in everybody's business.
I imagine, we didn't talk about this last week, but I imagine Halloween was canceled in America.
I think the places still had it. I saw these like things where it was, I don't know if so many people like they would normally do, like just go up and like hand kids the candy. It was like, they would just like leave it outside and kids would take candy. Or there was I saw some people had some like goofy ass contraptions where they would have this like pulley system where they would like send the candy down to the street from the porch.
Honestly, too much work. I would just be like, fuck it. I put a bowl.
Yeah.
Don't take one, guys. Or
get it.
Christmas, Black Friday's got to be canceled, right? No one's going to be fucking around with that.
Or in America, they absolutely will. Nobody will give a fuck.
No.
They'll be out there getting $10 off some oatmeal or something.
I guess I was thinking they shouldn't.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But I think hey, Nathan, you're also right. We're both right. I don't think they should, and you're right that they won't.
Yeah.
Or they will.
Yeah.
Or they...
Somebody's right.
But so the U.S. had some plan they put out there in the world of we're going to give the early vaccine to Santa Claus. And then they're like, well, let's backpedal.
Yeah.
No, not a good idea.
That's a funny thing to even do, and it's even funnier to backpedal on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that got out of hand. They're like, no.
Yeah, because I wonder what the deal was that made them have to backpedal.
Great.
Like, you'd think it was somebody being shitty, being like, why Santa get it first?
It was.
We should give it to. It was like, come on, moron.
He's not real.
He's not real. What?
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It's really funny. The more you think about it, the funnier it gets.
Why would they say
that? They even had that. They had the plan, and then they had to go back on the plan. The nonsense, nothing plan.
Right. Okay, well, I don't know. That's a contender for clicking the card.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Let's go ahead and open up another drawer. Let's close the medicine drawer. Let's open up one. There's one that I missed last week.
Uh-oh.
And it's a little bit of a bummer. That's why I didn't say it last week. But it paints kind of a strange world.
Okay.
That was my favorite. It's a spooky headline, but it's also a bummer. Florida deputy performs exorcism on child, instructs another to shoot any intruders.
Good Lord.
What was going down in Florida?
Yeah.
A deputy, not even
the sheriff.
Sheriff, but I mean, not even a priest.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, shouldn't we wait on priest sheriff to come and do it. I'm qualified.
Right. But what was the child doing that the deputy was like, okay, you
there's a demon in this kid.
Block off the door. Don't let anyone in. And if the demon comes out, you shoot him. And if anyone comes through that door, you shoot him. I've seen the movie Exorcism. I know what to do.
Can you imagine being in that position where you're like, wait, what's happening? You're doing what? Like the multiple levels of nonsense there. Like, wait, you're what? You're going to exorcise a demon from this kid and you want me to shoot somebody if they interrupt? Like, you understand we live in the real world, right?
I don't think we do, man.
This isn't a movie. We can't just shoot people trying to interrupt your impromptu exorcism.
I don't think we live in the real world, man. There are people out there who believe in exorcists. They believe in like demons getting control of people and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, that seems like an easy thing to prove or disprove.
You'd think.
You would think. And I honestly, I want to know. I don't really want to be possessed by a demon, but it would be interesting if that was a little extra spice in the world.
Sure. I think it has that romanticism to it, like werewolves or vampires and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, that would be cool. And I could see why people are into it, but you have to also really, like, it's like, okay, where's the proof?
And if we live in a time where it'd be so easy to prove, just get a cell phone. What's that kid doing? He's talking and he's got the voice of the seven. Film that. Let me hear it.
Yeah. Like, it's neat in movies and shit, but it's like,
you ever seen the exorcism of Emily Rose? I want to say it's called.
No, because of the what I was just getting ready to say. That's why I have a hard time with any type of like horror movie like that.
Why is that?
Because I can't even suspend my disbelief. Like,
well, that movie is bullshit because you think you're going to watch this horror movie and it's a fucking court drama.
Oh.
I've never been fucking switch and baited more in my life. I remember being like, this isn't what I signed up for. I was in the theater like, what the fuck?
How that's weird. Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
There are horror parts, Your Honor, but it's a courtroom drama.
How weird. Yeah, I would have never thought that. But yeah, that's my thing with like most movies like that. Like I can enjoy a horror movie, but usually if they involve like ghosts or people getting possessed and they're like taking it real, I'm like, no, they're not. That's stupid.
Yeah, I agree, man. I can't. Horror movies that mess me up are like fucking Psycho Terror, like that movie Event Horizon, which we got to rewatch again. Yeah. We should rewatch that because that movie is terrifying in my memory. It might not actually be terrifying, but in my memory, it's the scariest thing that's ever been committed to film.
I don't know about that. It's wild though. If I remember seeing that in high school, I mean, my buddy Charge, we were like, oh, let's go see. We're thinking like it's going to be this like goof. We're like, oh, it'll be like some fun sci-fi movie to kill the time.
Oh no!
And I remember like at some point, like 20 minutes into it, I was just looking at each other in the theater, being like, what the fuck is this? I remember leaving and having this like, just this feeling like, God, like, I don't know if that was a good time or not. Like I was expecting like, oh, let's go watch this goofy space sci-fi movie, and it was like people pulling out their fucking eyeballs and stuff. It's like, what is this? What's happening?
That was me inside the exorcism of Emily Rose. Let's pull out another one. Let's go ahead and let me see. Let me get a goofy one broken off here. Let's open up the animal drawer.
Animals are adult.
Polar bear.
Okay.
Attacks and damages helicopter.
Damn
is right. That guy was fucking pissed.
The polar bears are enormous. I remember seeing this video of a guy who's in like a glass or like a plastic box that he put out on the the ice to like observe them, and one comes up and it comes up and sees him in there, and it's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna try and eat. And it like tries as hard as it can to like smash through the door.
Right.
And he's like in there and he's starting to freak out because he's like, I know it can't get through the plastic, but if it like puts all of its weight on like the hinges of this door, it might knock the door off the hinges and like be able to get in.
Oh my God, how terrifying. Terrifying.
I'll have to send you that video. The video is pretty wild because it's just a big glass thing and there's this gigantic bear, like, because it's like there's food in there.
Yeah, those are big enough that like you're in a helicopter, you think you're safe.
Yeah.
But you think maybe thing attacked. Imagine going back to the helicopter store and being like, "Hey, can you fix?" What am I talking about?
The helicopter store.
I need to do a return.
Old-timey helicopters.
Was it you who was telling me that story? Was it you about this guy who won the lottery and he used the money to buy a build your own helicopter kit. And it was from the point of view of the neighbor who watched him win the lottery, then watched him order this helicopter, and then watched him put it together, and then filmed him for his first launch takeoff. And it got up above the tree line and then exploded or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I know that story. I don't know if that sounds like something we've talked about, but if it wasn't me, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's so funny. We have these vague stories in our hearts.
Yeah, because I'm saying what was funny is they weren't interviewing the guy. Maybe he died or something, but they interviewed it from, like I said, the neighbor. It's like, yeah, he's just a normal guy. Then he got all this money and he bought a helicopter kit and put a helicopter. I
remember being kind of angry. He being like, no, of course it's not going to fucking fly.
Yeah, he was pissed off about it. Like, he was mad. He's like, he was over there at all hours of the day for weeks putting together this damn helicopter. And then he flew it up about 100 feet and it just went, but because a helicopter is a delicate bunch of systems.
It's a fine piece of machinery. Yeah.
Yeah. Like one little thing fucks up and it goes bananas. And like it hits the ground. It's like one of those, the hoverboard things where I said, where people ride. It's so funny to me to watch people crash on those because they'll just be like standing still and then they'll hit the ground so hard that it doesn't seem physically possible. Like, and I mean like physics wise, how hard those they bust their ass when someone wipes out on one of those.
Right.
It is. It's like the helicopters are the same way. They just start to fuck up and then they just go, wow.
It doesn't want to be in the sky. No. A plane, kind of like it'll glide or whatever, but
a helicopter's fighting to be up there.
Yeah, don't want to be up there. I love the idea this guy won a bunch of money and then with like fever dream, like he didn't win enough to get a guy he didn't buy a pre-built helicopter.
Yeah, he had to buy a kit.
And he's like loving it. He's like building it all night, all hours of the night. Like, yeah, man, when I get this, wait till I wait.
Yeah, and then it just all goes tits up.
What were we talking about?
A polar bear attacking one of those contraptions.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah. Didn't Jaws attack one in one of the Jaws movies?
A polar bear?
What? No, Jaws didn't attack a polar. Yeah.
I've only ever seen the
Jaws
first
6, the Arctic Circle.
Don't they get crazy? Don't they eventually fight Rocky at one point?
You know that's not true.
Now, Sam, you can't just say stuff to rile me up.
Jaws versus Rocky. It's over, Rock. You'll never. His teeth are too big. I just gotta get in there, get up underneath the dorsal.
What I was thinking though was movies that made too many sequels.
Oh, well, yeah. Rocky made a bunch. They're still making Rockies.
Rocky. Well, now they're Creed, and like they kind of reset it in a way that makes sense now.
Yeah, that's right.
And Creed. But are there 4 Jaws movies?
Yes.
I've only ever seen the first one. What do? They go back in the boat. They go find the shark. How could you?
I'm pretty sure the second one is almost identical to the first one. Like they kill the shark in a different way, but and then there's one they have an underwater base. There's like a sea base underneath the water, like Subnautica base.
Is that still Spielberg?
I don't know. To be honest, it's been so long since I've watched any of those.
Because making a bunch of Jaws movies doesn't really seem like something Spielberg would do. You know?
Just keep making them. But I'm pretty sure it seemed like the first 2 were pretty, because what was funny about the second one is literally the same thing starts to happen. And it's like nobody remembered the first movie. Like nobody remembered that this happened like last summer too, or however, you know what I mean? And
right.
He's saying all the same stuff. He's like, no, we can't. What do you mean? No, we got to keep the beaches closed. And they're like, no, we're going to open them up anyway for the festival.
Here in the chat, they say there's only 2 Jaws movies. Are we misremembering it? There's not 4 of them?
What? I was pretty sure there were. There was Jaws. One's called The Revenge, right? Jaws the Revenge.
Sure. Are you thinking of Deep Blue Sea?
I'm not.
I am. I'm always thinking of Deep Blue Sea. We're just doing feverishly Googling stuff real quick.
No, okay. No, there was 3. There was Jaws in 1975. There was Jaws 2 in 78. Then there was Jaws 3D, which was just Jaws again, but in 3D. And then Jaws the Revenge was in 87. So the Revenge was actually the last one. So Jaws the Revenge must be the one I was thinking about, where they're in like there's like an underwater sea base in one of them.
Jaws 2 is a funny idea. Like they just call it Jaws 2.
Yeah, more Jaws.
Jaws again. Let's do another animal drawer here. Here's one. We finally know what a dinosaur's butthole looks like.
What? Thank God.
We finally know.
Finally know. We can finally accurately make another Jurassic World Park movie.
They sat somewhere. They sat in some mud.
Oh, and they got like a pucker print.
I'm just guessing.
Oh, it's got to be it. Or they found
How did they?
a petrified butthole somewhere. But how do you pick out a dinosaur's butthole from anything?
Yeah. I think it's just some wrinkly mud.
Yeah, I guess that's why we're not keen paleontologists.
Now, to the layman's eye,
That just looks like wrinkly mud.
this looks like a piece of mud.
That just looks like wrinkly mud to an untrained eye.
But I tell you, my 15 years of archaeology,
My 15 years. That's all it took.
well, that's 15 more years.
I mean, that's that's 15 more years than an amateur. Sure.
Okay, my 50 years of archaeological study.
There we go.
Archaeological.
Now you sold me. 50 years sounds more like a high level of expertise. 50 years.
It's got to be, what it's got to be is either they found some dinosaur bones arranged in such a way next to the butt print.
something.
It's something. It's certainly something.
Well, they're recreating like faces and all sorts of stuff with computers these days of like old Egyptian pharaohs and queens and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's only a matter of time.
That was a missing piece. We've got the butthole boys to the labs.
To the labs. Me. Yes, son of a bitch, you did it.
Imagine like trying to explain, like, you come home from a crazy day at the you come from a crazy day at the labs, and your wife's like, what you look real frazzled. What is it? It's like, we don't have the butthole, so we can't complete the dinosaur designs. And then one day, like, you're just like, oh, we found it.
We did it. Buttholes find a way.
I have another article here about buttholes. And it specifically uses the word butthole. Where was it? It's not a sex goo. Where was this butthole?
Yeah, because that's funny too. That in a scientific article, they just refer to it as the butthole.
Right. Well, that was the guy.
Not even anus, just butthole.
Butthole.
We found dinosaur buttholes.
Oh, here we go. Here's one in science. Let me open a science drawer. This is another butthole themed article.
Buttholes.
Scientists drive tiny robot around inside living butthole.
What? Oh my god, that cracked me up. What? Because
There's a lot of funny things about that because they call it a living butthole, which is funny.
True. Someone's awake for it. Imagine it being like a little dirt bike, like a little like a dune buggy, sort of like a little rover thing, like on the inside of a living butthole.
In the super, they we did it, boys.
Once again, I'm sure there's medical connotations. You can go in and look for stuff, but we're just so out of context.
Go in and look for stuff. Yeah.
Gold.
Wow, we found it.
There's gold in that there butthole. Yeah, so they're driving, so they're not driving around the outside. That would be pointless. You can just look at that. Wait, so it goes in and drives around the inside.
Just look at that. Yeah, right, exactly.
Remember that old movie was it Dennis Quaid? Was it Dennis Quaid? Randy Quaid? No.
Inner Space?
Inner Space.
Yeah.
Where they shrink them down and put them in, and they're like floating around inside people's bodies and little robots.
Right.
I was trying to explain that movie to somebody once, and without even realizing, I kept calling it intercourse. And they were like, and it's got who in it? And I was like, I know, I'm pretty sure is it Dennis Quaid?
And it's called intercourse.
And he's like, and it's intercourse. I'm like, yeah, intercourse. And it was like a day later when it hit me, I was like, oh, I was calling that movie Intercourse. He was like, it's called Intercourse? Yeah, it's got Dennis Quaid and a little robot. He's floating around.
What's so funny, too, is I bet you the scientists wouldn't describe what they're doing as driving a tiny robot inside a butthole. I don't think that they would describe it that way at all.
I like to think every time a scientist are like, hey, here's our article, they immediately go,
yeah.
Because it was dumbed down to such an extent in just the headline.
Yeah, they probably use a really specific scientific term, and they use the anatomically correct terms about what they're doing and why. And then the scientist goes, yeah, you're driving a tiny robot inside a living butthole. I got you.
Yeah, but we're out. Goodbye.
People are going to click it.
Yeah, we did it. Craig gave me a good chortle. Good laugh to beat the bad.
Let's beat that bad back. That's going to do it for us in butthole news. I say we do one more and we get on out of here.
Okay. That's and back to you in butthole news.
This is like crime / this is really like foreign crime.
Okay.
But I put it in foreign lands.
Okay.
So let's open up the foreign lands drawer. Japan police. Heat stroke cause of death of woman found with scissors in head.
Read that one more time. That started off choppy.
Okay, Japan police.
Okay, yeah.
Heat stroke cause of death
Okay.
of woman found with scissors in head.
Heat stroke cause of death woman. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Heat stroke cause of death woman found with scissors in head.
Cause of death of woman.
Oh.
Heat stroke, the cause of the death of a woman
Was
who was
heat
found
stroke.
with scissors in her head.
They said it was heat stroke, but she had scissors stuck in her head.
Right. Which I
Okay.
think there's some foul play.
I'm wanting to call fishiness.
No. It was the heat.
The heat's what got her.
But what if the heat did get her?
And she fell on the scissors? Yeah.
Maybe she didn't fall on the scissors, but like, you know, like
Somebody
farmers.
came along and stuck scissors in her head?
Well, you know, like farmers will only go to the doctor like if they're about to die.
No. I don't.
Like farmers have that like weird pride of like, I don't go to no doctor. Like I just rub some dirt in it and I'll
Like a
You know what I'm talking about?
a captain of a ship?
kind of.
Okay.
Or like that macho, like that overly macho thing of like, I don't need help. I'm not going to go to the doctor.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
gonna
yeah. You don't go to the doctor, and then like a fucking toothache kills them because it goes to their brain.
So,
or
and you know,
something.
Japan has that like shame culture, and they've got like a pretty, you know, closed in society and stuff. I think maybe this lady got scissors stuck in her head and then didn't go out for help, and then died to a heat stroke. And then they're like, "What the fuck? She had scissors in her head."
So many layers to that.
I think that's what happened though.
She was too ashamed to be like, "Yeah, I stuck scissors in my head. I feel real stupid."
Dude, you'd be surprised, man. I read in steakhouses what'll happen sometimes is CEOs and stuff will be at the like high-powered business lunches with other CEOs, and they'll start to choke on steak,
And not say anything.
right? And they'll get up and go to the bathroom and die.
Jesus.
What the fuck? I'm can you imagine being that repressed? Like, I'm not repressed, maybe it's not the right word, but being like, no, I'm the fucking boss, and I can't let anyone see me choke on steak.
And for that to be the thing to where that might actually come back and bite you, to be like, oh, he would have got that deal, but he choked and had to ask for help. He's too weak to run this company.
Okay, he's too weak to run the company, but at least he has his fucking life. Right?
Got scissors stuck in your head. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. What's like that time I tore my eyeball open and didn't go to the doctor?
God damn it.
That was kind of more like it just freaked me out, and I was like, I'll just go to sleep and maybe it'll get better. And it did.
I remember you messaged me and I told Ian, and I was like, I think we got to drive Nate to the hospital. And you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to go to sleep. We're like, bud, you sure? Does that cause you any problems now? Is that eye still good?
No, it's kind of fucked.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah, there's there's permanently like no color in it. But it was because it was already weak. Like it was already fucked up before that, but tearing it open.
But it can see.
Yeah, I can see.
But does the eye have any problems like for you?
I've got like those little like permanent little like floater things.
Oh, okay.
You know those things that sometimes you see like go across your vision?
Yeah.
Except these are like permanently there. And luckily they're not in the center of my vision because that would drive me nuts. And I can only see them if I'm like looking at like the sky or like a bright wall or something. It's like
I thought you were going to say something like there's these little people. Sometimes I see
little people that come in.
Wow, Nathan, the goof, the grease. All right, which one of these are we clicking?
I already forgot what they all were.
What do we have? There was scissors in the head. There was vaccine for Santa.
Yeah.
There was a tiny robot inside a butthole. And then there was dinosaur butthole.
I kind of want to know how they found the dinosaur butthole. I mean, little robot in butthole. That's a fun headline, but I think it just explains itself, don't you think?
Yeah, there's a robot in the butthole. Yeah, we don't really know why, but we can guess.
There's a robot in a butthole. Yeah, he's in there looking for polyps or
We
something.
want to know about the dinosaur butthole?
I don't know. Dinosaur butthole or scissors in that's a whole wacky story.
Okay, let's do scissors in head.
Yeah, because there's some layers there, I think.
All right, let's play the card. Blah. Okay, TokyoReporter.com says, okay, the rainy season, Osaka police, heat stroke cause of death of woman found with scissors in head. The rainy season may be in effect for much of the archipelago. I fucked that word up so hard.
Dude, what's funny is I fuck that word up every time I say it too. I always say,
Archipelago.
yeah, I always say archipelago, and then I get about that far and go, nope, fuck that up.
But temperatures are in midsummer form. For one elderly woman found dead at her apartment in Osaka City over the weekend, she was deemed by police to have succumbed to the heat, despite the fact that a pair of scissors were lodged in her head. Oh, no. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
At 2:40 p.m. on Sunday, a man living in the municipal housing building in Nishinari Ward alerted emergency services about a woman collapsed on her first floor balcony. They found the woman, aged in her 70s, lying face down on the balcony with a pair of scissors protruding the left side of her head. She was confirmed dead at the scene. She lived alone. They said that the cause of death was a heat stroke, adding that the examination of security cameras shows the woman falling, but the scissors were not mentioned. In announcing the incident Sunday, they said that the case was being treated as the result of foul play or an accident. But at the time of discovery, the front door was locked and the window to the balcony was open. The interior of the residence showed no signs of being ransacked. That's the end of the story. We're left fucking our dicks in our hands.
Yeah, we know nothing more. It was probably, I guess it was a ghost. The ghost stabbed her in the head with some,
This is wild. There's comments underneath it, and some guy just said LOL, right? Ricardo Gonzalez just says LOL. And the next person says, fuck off, idiot. Like in reply to that first guy.
Who's commenting on that?
Who commented on that and then also has that much hatred in their heart? They're like, hey, fuck you for LOL.
Yeah. Lady's dead. Fuck you.
Someone's brought up a good fucking point in the comments too. A pair of scissors protruding, the fucking Sherlock Holmes in the chat, not in the chat, in the comments here. He said, Carl Lafong says, a pair of scissors protruding from the left side of her head? Unless the deceased woman was left-handed, wouldn't one suspect that she was killed by the right-handed assailant?
Okay. Yeah. I guess you're not wrong. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think that's, how do you have, I mean, usually hear people have like bullets in their head and stuff and they just like forget about it.
Yeah, I remember I think it was a story we may have talked about where a guy kept complaining about, like, he had a headache and it wouldn't go away and he had this headache for days.
Right.
And finally he's like, I got to go to the doctor. He's like, his headache's killing me. It won't leave. And he goes to the doctor and they x-ray his head. He's got a fucking bullet in his head where his wife shot him in his sleep.
Right. And yeah.
Can you imagine her being like, shit, that didn't work at all? Just take some more aspirin, honey. I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't know, babe. It's really hurting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. God. Can you imagine that, too? Because, like, he's probably oblivious, right? And then his wife shoots him in the head, and then he finds there's a bullet in his head. He's like, well, that's fucking weird. Who shot?
Weird.
And then it comes out that your wife did it, and you're like,
why'd you shoot me? You let me go 3 days with that damn headache.
This is what I'm always saying about you. Selfish.
Yeah. And you can imagine coming to the point, like the bringing yourself to the point to commit murder, and then it just fucks up, like where you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Like I worked myself up for it, and I did it, and god damn it if I didn't fuck it up.
But I bet you she's probably thinking that's probably for the best.
Guess.
Can you imagine that divorce hearing too? Imagine they get a divorce, and then the honor's like, well, what? Like, what's the?
I'm sure she's in prison.
Oh, sure. But I mean, like, so imagine, like, maybe he doesn't press charges. Maybe they just get a divorce. Who knows? Maybe he's understanding. But the, can you imagine, like, the proceedings of, like, well, why are you guys getting divorced? Well, she shot me in the head in my sleep. Like, okay, fuck it, case closed, divorce granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, of course.
Do you have to have a reason?
What, to get...
Like, does a judge have to, like, agree that you guys should get a divorce, or is it just like, you got it?
No. You can, I think, well, I mean, I don't know how it works in different places, but as far as I know, you can just, like, if it's mutual, like, if you're both like, yeah, we both want to get a divorce, and we're just going to split our stuff up. But
if it's not mutual, you have to have a reason?
I don't know if you have to have a full-on reason. I don't know. But, I mean, I know if, like, certain things, like, play towards, like, if you're fighting over stuff. Like, if you're, like... Well,
in the chat, they say irreconcilable differences.
Yeah. But, like, say you're trying to get money or, like, the house or something. If you prove that someone, like, cheated on you.
Oh, if you want assets, right?
Yeah, if you want assets and you're, like, you can prove, like, infidelity. Usually that goes...
Oh, but that's different state to state for sure, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. Talking about the law here at the end. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song Intro Pesos Pathos on the album 151A. Let me say that again. Let me thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song Intro/Pathos off the album 151A. If you guys want to send us headlines, you guys can do that at RoyalWeCast on Twitter. You can do it right here in the Twitch chat for some of you. We got 2 people watching now. We got fan interaction. It's all I've wanted these last 6 years.
Hey.
You could do it at RoyalWeCast, RoyalWeCast@gmail.com. Send it to us on Facebook. Give it to us on a rolled up piece of paper. Smoke signal. However you get it to us, we accept it. That's gonna do it. Unless you got any more business you want to talk about, Nathan.
No, I don't think so.
No, that'll do it.
Yep.
Well, good night, Dad.
Goodbye.
breathing in everyone's business.
Yeah.